Today is Sunday, February 25th, 2024. And we're on the highway. And I wanted to talk about the student loan forgiveness. That President Biden cancels $1.2 billion in student loan debt for 153,000 people. All right. So he's calling it the student loan forgiveness. And he cancels the 1.2 billion, which is a lie. It's just being passed on to you, the U.S. citizen. You're paying for this. Nothing is forgiven with the Rothschild USA government. You're paying for it. Okay? Just like in the 2007-2008 financial crisis. The biggest bailout for the banking industry was the government's Troubled Asset Relief Program, TARP, T-A-R-P, a $700 billion government bailout meant to keep troubled banks and other financial institutions afloat. The program ended up supporting at least 700 banks during the 2007-2008 financial crisis. Who paid for that? The government didn't pay for nothing. You're paying for it. That's why we're in hyperinflation. Okay? They lost control. They're just printing money, and you're paying for it. You're going to have to work a second job or a third job to pay for these bailouts. It's just being passed on to you. Like I say, your politicians, they're all liars. That's why I call them, they're demons. All right? They're putting the big squeeze on Americans. And everybody can feel it. Every time you go to the grocery store, when you go buy a pair of shoes, jeans, it just gets higher and higher. All right? And you're getting taxed to death. All right? They're taking more out of your checks. They're going to take more. They're going to take more out. Well, they're going to tax you to death. Your property taxes. You think they're high now? They're going to get higher. Every year they're going to tax you until you no longer can afford that property. All right? You don't own nothing. They're going to, like I said, they're going to strangle the US population. And banks are failing now. We're talking about 2007, 2008. They bailed them out with over 700 billion. But like I said, you're paying for this. And all these banks that are collapsing now, they're going to be giving them money. And you're going to be paying for it. Just like right now in that what's happening with the immigration. They're spending billions of dollars a month, all right? Just in New York and Chicago, the United States government, the Federal Reserve, gave the city $700 million to support communities receiving migrants across the country. So we're in a state of emergency. You're not going to see this on CNN or Fox. They're not going to break it down like how we're going to break it down. You know, they're reporting that there's immigrants coming over the border, but they're not telling you the whole truth of how many billions of dollars that this is gonna be passed on to you, the U.S. citizen. You're paying for this. Nothing is free. Just like the stimulus checks. 2 under Donald Trump, and there was 1 under Joe Biden when there were when you received those $1,400 checks, and everybody was walking around. Look at it, we got free money. It's not free. You're paying for it right now. Every time you go to the store. That's why everything is doubled and tripled, and every year it's doubling and tripling. That's going into hyperinflation. Nothing is free. We're all paying for it. We're in big trouble. Like I said, we're in a state of emergency. There's a Latin invasion. You have the Chinese invasion. You have the world invasion, because they're coming from all over the world. The borders are open, and the United States government is begging for people on the 4 corners of this earth to come in to the United States. All right? That's why I call it a state of emergency, because we're in a crisis, and it's all by design. Okay? That's why they have a shadow ban. I'm not the only brother that's bringing this out, but they put our videos way in the back so no one could see this. But people are starting to wake up, because they're in a deep sleep. People are walking around in a fog. That's why we call these people here in America zombies. But nothing is free. You're paying for the war in Ukraine. You're paying for the war in the Middle East. You're going to pay for the war with China, because we are in world war. Donald Trump the other day, he was saying we're about to start World War III. No, we're in World War III. We've been in World War III since 2014. We're in the second quarter of World War III. But the news and your politicians are not going to come out, and they're not going to tell you no truth, because it will panic everybody. They just want you working. They've been brainwashing you since birth. Work, work, work. Just like when you went into preschool, kindergarten, first grade, you have to wake up at 7 in the morning to go to school. Children shouldn't go to school at 7 in the morning. They should be going to school like at 1 in the afternoon. But this is all by design, by the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts. Because they're getting little children prepared to be a slave to their system. That's why they shadow ban us. Because they don't want you to know the truth. They want you to obey. The beast, their system. All right? So that's why they have your kids going to school at 7 in the morning. To wake up, take a shower, and go to work. Back in the day, most people would work, 7, 8 hours. Now people are working 12, 14 hours, 16 hours a day, and they still can't survive. They're hanging on a string. Guys, like I said, this is all by design. You're paying for everything. And it's gonna come down to where you just get a piece of bread. That's what you're gonna eat for the day. There ain't gonna be no more steak. There's not gonna be no more lamb, beef. That's why these trillionaires, they bought all the farmland so you can eat bugs. You can eat bread. They're gonna have total control of you. So you have this is coming from whistleblowers. All right, they're saying 7 to 12,000 immigrants, and they're coming from all over the world a day, are coming over the border. They're saying 7 to 12,000. This is coming over Texas. We're not even talking about New Mexico, Arizona, and California. Who knows how many are coming over? But I believe they want 100 million to come into the United States. Okay, now this is their evil plan. It's very sinister, okay? Because they're gonna put them, the men, they're gonna put them in the war. They're gonna put them in the Marines, the Army, to fight this war with Russia, the Middle East, Iran, and China, okay? And then they're gonna put them in there's gonna be like a United Nations World Police. Remember, the United Nations is here in New York City. So American citizens that don't obey their corrupt, draconian laws, these immigrants are going to be picking you up. They're going to be dragging you out of your homes. And they already have the concentration camps built. They've been built since the 1970s and 1980s. All right? They're out there in Nebraska, Montana, Texas, in every state. There's camps that they're going to house you. People that haven't paid their debt, credit card debt, you're going to get picked up. If you owe the IRS, you're going to get picked up. If your children, when they do that draft, I'm talking now about the American citizens, when they do that draft, and if your kids don't turn themselves in to go to war, they're going to be thrown in concentration camps. Okay? That's why they're bringing all these immigrants in here. It's that one world order, a one world army. It's very sinister. You're the target. Every U.S. American citizen. You have a bullseye on your back. All right? So I'm going to read a little more about this, the whistleblowers. So you have 7 to 12,000 immigrants coming over the border, which it could be up to 20,000 a day. But the United States government is giving illegal immigrants rewards to come to the United States. Whistleblowers reveal the rewards that they're receiving. They're receiving free hotels, free food, which is they give them a card, an EBT card. It's a food stamp card where they can go to any grocery store. They have a PIN number, and they're giving them $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Okay, American citizens that are on food stamps, they only receive $200-300 a month. They're giving these immigrants 1,000. If they have a family of 4 or 6, they're getting 2,000 a month. This is what the whistleblower, that's what they're saying. Those are receiving these food stamps. They're receiving free health care, free phones, computer, tablets, free internet, prepaid credit cards, free housing vouchers. They're receiving free clothing and free education. Like, I'm going to do more videos about this because this is the time that we're living in. The 4 dreaded horsemen. All right? And you're paying for this. It's in the billions. We don't even know how many billions just for this immigration crisis. But it's in the billions a month if they're giving them free housing. And in New York and Chicago, they're asking U.S. citizens if they have room in their house to board, to house these immigrants. And they're giving you thousands. We're not talking a couple thousand. They're saying $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month if you house 1 to 2 families in your home. So this is going to be, like I said, they're spending billions. We're not even touching on the war in the Middle East and Ukraine. Like I've been saying for the last 2 years, I believe they're printing $1 trillion a month. Now, if you go to the U.S. debt clock, it says we're at 34. I think we're getting close to 35 trillion. I believe it's beyond that. They're not going to give you the real numbers because people would panic buy. The people would go to the streets. I mean, like I said, they have to tiptoe the Rothschilds because you got 9 billion people on this earth. That's why they shadow ban us. They don't want you to know what's really happening. They just want people working, and they're entertaining you with sports, and they have all those Hollywood Khazars, Zionists writing all these soap operas and these, your entertainment, your movies. They have these producers and these writers writing to keep you occupied. Dancing with the Stars, with all these reality shows. They're keeping, you're working most of the time. You're so tired by the time you get home. You watch a couple shows, a football game, baseball, basketball, and then you're out and you're working. That's what they want. They want you working 7 days a week. Go home, eat a TV dinner, or go to Ronald McDonald's, eat a meal. Go ahead and pay $13, $15, $18 for a combo meal. It's all poison. You're not getting no minerals. You're not getting no vitamins. I mean, that's why. And remember, all the chemicals that they're putting in the food, it alters your mind. You're not even thinking clearly. The food that you're eating. This is all by design. And then the chemicals that they have, it's called forever chemicals in your water. And then they have the chemicals, chemtrails in the air. So you're getting attacked by all elements. You're getting attacked. Drinking water, eating. You can't even go around the park without getting chemicals going into your body. Your body is an organ. So you have these chemicals that you can't even see that are coming from the air. I don't even know if this video is even going to make it. Because like I said, they don't want you to know this truth. But America is in a state of emergency, but you just don't know it. You're in a fog. You're in a fog. Everything is collapsing. They lost control. They're not going to bring inflation down. It's out of control. That's what happens when you continue to print money. It's just, everything is just going to get higher and higher. All right? And then people are just they're going to lose it. We're in a recession. We're going into a depression. They're not telling you the truth. They're saying America is strong. Everything is roaring. We're the strongest ever, which is a lie. People are they're living from paycheck to paycheck. It's over. Every month prices are going to go higher. I have a lot of family that are in groceries. They said they have to change prices every day on different items. It just continues to go higher. And here in Colorado, they're doing at the grocery store, Safeway, King Soopers, Sprouts, and other grocery stores, they have a freeze on hiring. There's a freeze on hiring. And then a friend of mine that works at Safeway told me that all the full-time employees, 40 hours a week, they're dropping them down to 30 hours a week. The only ones that can have the full 40 hours are the managers. So now they're taking hours away. So they're really going to put the big squeeze on people. And here in the city of Denver, the millions of dollars that they've been spending on immigrants, the Denver Recs, they're cutting the hours of city employees. And there's even some of the big Recs that would open 7 days a week. Now they're only opening 6 days a week. So they're taking a day, they're losing their hours. And now they're starting to panic. And they said this coming spring and summer, they're going to be laying off city employees because of the millions that the city of Denver is paying for immigrants. So the big squeeze is here. All right? And if you have a mortgage, you're not going to be able to pay for this. So, hope all you brothers and sisters were edified with this lesson. I wanted to do an outside video, but the wind's blowing. Most High willing, Monday, I'll have a video out. All praises to the Most High God forever and ever. So let it be true.